and you're listening to Frey. Starting right now. Here's your host, Alfredo Leon.
Dagella, and this is a D-Frey, as we're going to talk about the latest that's going on in... That's right, and that beat was courtesy of LL Cool J's I Need a Beat, that released on Def Jam Records on his album Radio in 1985, which pioneered the new school hip-hop terminology. And speaking of hip-hop, a new manager has been, a famous manager, has taken over a major record label as legendary rapper Eminem's manager. Paul Rosenberg is taking over as the CEO of Def Jam Records at the end of the year. He will take over for Steve Bartels, who will remain with the record label until the end of the year. Rosenberg is famously known as the longtime manager of the aforementioned Eminem, and has also released albums for 50 Cent and other artists as president of Shady Records, whom Rosenberg and Eminem founded in 1999, and they've had that partnership ever since that time. Def Jam is a subsidiary of Universal Music Group, and Rosenberg will report to their CEO and chairman, Lucian Gage, who is the CEO and chairman of Universal Music Group, not Def Jam, which would be Rosenberg, at the end of the year. In a statement made by Gage, which he said, Paul brings with him not only a remarkable record of success in hip-hop, but an entrepreneurial drive and a deep passion for artist development that will build upon Rick and Russell's enduring legacy. Bartels was named the CEO of Def Jam in 2014 and oversaw major album releases by artists such as Justin Bieber and Kanye West, and also saw the start of artists such as Alicia Cara. Here is Bartels speaking about his time as Def Jam CEO, as said in the statement. It's been my honor and privilege to help Def Jam Recordings, Bartels said. I am proud of the strife and diversity of the roster that we have built, which continues to reflect the independent roots it was founded on. Def Jam was founded by producers Russell Simmons and Rick Rubin in 1984 and helped bring hip-hop into the spotlight by artists such as the Beastie Boys and LL Cool J. Simmons spoke on Rosenberg's naming of CEO. I consider Def Jam my foundational legacy, and it could not be more grateful with great care with which Lucien and Michelle Anthony have brought it to a new generation, said Simmons. Paul is one of the true mentors for talent and executives in this business, and I could not be prouder of continuing and expanding my long-standing support of Universal and of Def Jam's incredible new leadership under Paul at a time when hip-hop is yet another high watermark. Rubin also made a statement on Rosenberg being named CEO. Def Jam is a place where artists are free to express themselves, their creativity, and their vision, said Rubin. Paul comes from a place where artists and creativity come first. He supports artists taking risks and backs them 100% when they do. Def Jam continues to wave the flag of hip-hop culture, and Paul will imagine it anew. Rosenberg made a statement on the opportunity of him being named Def Jam CEO. The Def Jam name has meant so much to me for so long, and it's a dream come true to be able to be a part of the next chapter in the label's story legacy. I'm thrilled to be able to meet Lucian's challenge of carrying the company forward with new goals and great expectations, said Rosenberg. Despite him being named CEO of Def Jam, Rosenberg will still manage Eminem, who is signed to labels that are owned by Universal, which include Interscope Records and Aftermath Entertainment. He will also remain president of Shady Records and is also an attorney. That's a lot of work for Rosenberg to do in his spare time. He's not going to have a lot of time having to do it with being Eminem's manager, being the president of Shady Records, and also an attorney. So he's got a lot of responsibility to do. He's not going to have a lot of time to have for himself, as he has to be the guy who's a famous rapper, Eminem's manager, which is a lot of responsibility in itself, especially when you have to charge all his business responsibilities and stuff like that. And it's a lot of work to do, especially being Def Jam CEO. Not only has to worry about Eminem, who is he the manager of, respectively, and he has to also worry about all the other artists that are on Def Jam Records besides Eminem, because he's the CEO. So other people would have to report to him, and other artists would have to listen to him as well. And that's a big, good honor for Rosenberg to have, even though he's not taking over until the end of the year. A lot of famous artists or people have taken over Def Jam, such as Rick Rubin and Russell Simmons, they were the founders. And artists like Jay-Z, he ran the Def Jam for a while when they came back from his short hiatus. He was the CEO and president of Def Jam as well. So it's a lot of responsibility to take, but it's a good responsibility as he has to deal with a lot of artists. And this is good because he knows what it's like being Eminem's manager. Now he's just got to worry about being the boss of a lot of other rappers that aren't his own. Like, he's not the manager of them, but This guy is so busy, like being an attorney, being Eminem's manager, being the president of City Records. Does he have his own manager? Well, he probably would, because he needs to have somebody watching over him, because he's a pretty busy guy. So he needs to be able to figure out how much time he can have for himself, because of the fact that he's so busy at what he does, being Eminem's manager, which is a lot of responsibility in itself. And it takes a lot of responsibility to try to run other things at the same time too. Like I said, being president of Shady Records and an attorney as well. So this guy is pretty well known. As I heard about the story was Peter Rosenberg on the Michael K show. No relationship between the two of them, as he said that they're good friends and stuff like that. But it's easy to confuse them as Paul, because Peter Rosenberg gets that a lot. But with Paul Rosenberg, this is good for him because he deserves it. He's done a lot, so he definitely deserves the opportunity to be named Def Jam CEO. This is something that hopefully could improve the hip hop community, as this could definitely get a new voice out in there, as Def Jam has had a number of CEOs and stuff. As Def Jam isn't only hip hop, as they have other art music as well. Like Alicia Cara, she's a pop artist, so this shows that Def Jam has a lot of diversity. But Rosenberg is a big expert in hip hop, so this would possibly bring them back to their roots, sort of, as being the ones that help put hip hop on the map. Like I said earlier, with LL Cool J and Beastie Boys and other artists that have been a part of the label, like Jay-Z and Nas later on, and even like Rihanna or Ludacris are part of the label as well. As you had a lot of artists that have had success on the label. Not all of them have necessarily been hip hop artists, but hip hop is where it all originated from, and this is what the opportunity will be for Rosenberg to sort of bring hip hop back into the label. But they already have a Def Jam South as well, as Manny Fresh is a part of it, Ludacris is a part of it, a lot of southern artists are a part of it. That's Def Jam South. But Def Jam itself is like based off of New York and stuff, so they have a number of artists throughout the country and stuff. As Rosenberg, he's from Detroit, so the artistry and the variety of artists and Def Jam shows like how powerful the record label is even to this day. So this is good for Rosenberg to showcase his diversity, to be able to see like how much time he can have between being Eminem's manager and being an attorney and being the president of Shady Records, and try to figure out like the time he would have between that and being able to have time to be with Def Jam as well. So this is a good challenge to be able to step up to the biggest role like that he's had, because being the CEO of any company is a lot of responsibility. Even being the one of a music company like Def Jam has had a lot of history and success with a lot of artists and stuff. So this is a good challenge for him, and we'll see how it all turns out. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this one about the music, and be sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and follow us on Twitter and Instagram as well. The links will be in the description, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.